Gracious me!
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to that time of week again. It is Saturday evening and we're going to take a look at the preliminary Team of the Week predictions. The first look of the weekend. Now, of course, I know the Premier League scores because it's the league I follow. So I kind of know what to expect inform-wise from that league. So we'll look at that last because it's the least exciting. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to look at the major leagues, starting with, I say major leagues, the major leagues according to whoscored.com. Won't be looking at the Polish league or anything like that until tomorrow. So this is the second tier of German football. We have two games to look at here. We're going to go with okay, so I'm going to say no one from that game. Again, if this was a bigger league, we'd be looking at the CAM for sure, but I'm just going to say no one. And this finished 4-1, and you may look at Dovedan, Nikola Dovedan, not quite sure what rating he is or if he's in the game, but if I'm going to pick anyone, I'd pick him, but I probably won't even bother doing that unless we're desperate for players, and then in which case he will find his way in. I'm pretty sure the Chinese Super League is done. I don't know when this is going to start back up again. It's a bit of a shame, really, that most of the season will probably be when FIFA isn't a thing. Like, people aren't that interested in it, so that's a shame. But we could get a lot of informs through the summer, I think. It depends when that sort of kicks back in. I don't think you can get informs from the Argentinian league, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't ever remember seeing one. I'll double check it anyway, but it's not normally a league that I even bother looking at. Maybe the striker, but like I said, I don't remember seeing anyone from it. So the Championship then. This one of the teams in here, I think it was Nottingham Forest, cost me money this weekend. They lost to Preston at home, which is, I mean, no disrespect to Preston, but that is not a game they should be losing. We'll double check these just in case there were any hat-tricks for Swansea or Norwich. I think Norwich won that game in like injury time. No one from the Swansea game, that's fair enough. Yeah, Pukki got the final goal in the 92nd minute after conceding in the 88th. That was one of the teams I had in the bet as well, actually, so I was about to shout at those as well as Nottingham Forest, but then they came up and won it, so it was literally just Forest that lost me that. Damn you. Would have won 275 quid. Shame. Right, let's go to the Turkish League. So far, we haven't really got any massive candidates. Trabzonspor, Besiktas finished 0-0 with Alyannaspor on Friday. That's an interesting one as far as goalkeepers are concerned, because you know what EA are like. Karius 8.3, had him in last week. There's a potential to have him in this week. Made 4 saves, kept a clean sheet. I would probably put him in the possibles. And then no one from the starting 11 in that Trabzonspor game. We do have Fenerbahce playing tomorrow, so we'll have to look at that in the Team of the Week predictions. Going to go to the MLS very briefly, not quite sure what's going on there. So there is a game 1 a.m. That'll be early hours Sunday morning, so we'll look at that tomorrow. Brazil League doesn't count. Russian League does count, but only a couple of teams. I think it might be, is it Spartak Moscow? I think it's Spartak Moscow. It is, so there's a potential here. Well, he's already informed this week, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, Luis Adriano is informed. So Luis could potentially be, Zé Luis could potentially be up for an inform. Maybe. He'll go in the possibles, I'm pretty sure. Again, so far, nothing definite, nothing stand out. Right, Eredivisie is normally one of those leagues that gives us something. And here we go. PSV have won 6-0. Heerenveen have won 5-1. We might as well look at Feyenoord, who have won 4-1. Ajax are currently 2-1 up at half-time. Right, PSV. It's always the same thing with PSV, and any other Dutch league side as well. You'll see a team win 6-0, 7-0 or whatever. It's getting worse as well. Like the big teams in the Dutch league are pulling away from those quote-unquote smaller teams a lot more. We're seeing massive scorelines this year, and they're getting bigger and bigger. Not that I follow the league, I'm just noticing. But it's always a case of not one player ever runs away with it. They've shared the goals out. In fact, there was 2 own goals back-to-back in this game. So at the moment, I mean, Gutierrez maybe, De Jong maybe, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say no one from that game just because no one had a standout performance and went on to score 2 or 3 goals. Okay, De Jong scored twice, but you know what I mean. Heerenveen. 2 assists, 1 goal for Vlap, maybe, possibly. Again, one for the possibles. I doubt he'll He's not head and shoulders above everybody else. And of course, we do have some more games to look at. There's a Feyenoord game here that was on Thursday. Larson with 2 goals and a Man of the Match award. That's more like it. If De Jong had got that from the PSV game, then I'd be saying probably him for inform. But I don't know. Again, we'll have to relook at that because they only tend to sort of choose one player from that league, maybe 2 if you're lucky. So I'll have to go back and check it once the weekend's football has finished, because we've still got Feyenoord to play once more tomorrow, and that Ajax game is only halfway through, so anything can happen at this point. Liga NOS, I think Porto. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but I think Marega from this game was going to be my pick. I looked at it yesterday because I was interested. Yeah, Marega, 2 goals, 1 assist, man of the match, guaranteed. Stamp, inform, first one of the preliminary predictions. That card as well, I made it. I think it's 83 rated. It looks great. It really does look like a decent card. So I'm quite excited to see if EA give that inform. They should do though. He looks pretty good. Benfica play today. Of course, we'll have a look at that tomorrow in the full-fledged Team of the Week predictions. Sporting play at 8 o'clock as well. That'll be one of the later games. I tell you what, though, late games on a Sunday evening in Portugal always tend to be stinkers. I never, ever see goals fly in from those games. In fact, I think it must have been at least 18 months ago was the last time that I had a player from one of those games go in the predictions. Now we're into the quote-unquote top 5 leagues in Europe, French League being the first one. I think Monaco actually won, didn't they? Or maybe not. Okay, so most of the games have been postponed. I don't know what game I was thinking of. Did they win? Oh yeah, they won on Tuesday, that was it. So most of the games have been postponed in France, presumably down to weather. I think the Sunderland game, amongst others in this country, was called off. I think they call games off these days for far less than what they should do as well. Like that Accrington game, Sunderland, I think it was. I had a look at the images, and yes, there was surface water, and yes, it's dangerous. But if you go back and look at the 70s and the 80s, those guys literally play in swimming pools, and it's just so much fun to watch. They should just let them carry on. I'm looking at it from Wednesday's games, because obviously there's only 2 games on today, and there's already that Marseille-Saint Etienne game has already been postponed. So there's only 2 games tomorrow, and none of the top teams are playing, Marseille, PSG, and so on. No disrespect to Lille or the other 3. I mean, it's just difficult to pick anybody out of there. Let's go for PSG finished 1-1. Might be the Strasbourg goalkeeper then. Bordeaux and Nantes. Nantes beat Marseille midweek, so we could see something there. Let's have a look at Monaco as well, just for argument's sake. Not going to dwell too long in this league. Nope, nothing there, because most of it's been postponed anyway, so we don't have an awful lot. Pablo, bang. 1 assist, 1 goal, a last man tackle, and man of the match for Bordeaux. Not quite sure what that card's going to look like, but hey, that's going down in my Team of the Week predictions for sure. Nantes then. I could probably go for Touré. What's his name? Full name. Abdoulaye Touré of Nantes. I'd go for that. 1 goal, 1 assist, man of the match. Be putting him down for sure. And then Monaco have won a game. Falcao, 2 penalties, but still, I'm going to go for that because there's not exactly an awful lot of choice from the French league. So yeah, I'm going to go for him as well. Had him in a few weeks ago for scoring 1 goal when Monaco finally won a game. We can't look at the league table from this position, but yeah, I'm going to say Radamel Falcao. Not that he played particularly well, but he did score twice and win them the game, so that'll do. That'll do. Right, next, Bundesliga. I think Dortmund beat Schalke. So that's one thing we need to look at, because Dortmund are flying high top of the league right now. They are well clear. Bayern Munich have won a game. They won 3-0. Hey, convincing. Freiburg have beaten Leipzig, which is so surprising, and I nearly put them in my bet as well, but I decided against it. There's quite a lot to look at here, actually. Bayern Munich 3-0. Robert Lewandowski, I'm putting him in. 2 goals, man of the match in a 3-0 win. Yes, I mean, there's a chance they could go for Kimmich here, actually. It would be a position change as well to a centre-mid, and I think I would prefer that, especially as we have a Toni Kroos SBC right now. So those two would get a nice link together, and you could maybe build some sort of hybrid. I would prefer Kimmich, and I'll put him in the possibles for sure, but I'm going to go for Lewandowski. So we've got our 2 main strikers this week so far, Falcao and Robert Lewandowski. There is one more to come as well. Maybe the right back there. Man of the match and an assist, not too bad at all. And then Schalke have lost 2-1. You could argue Delaney, but I don't think that's enough personally for that one. So there we are. Right, what else is there? I'm going to have a look very briefly at the Hertha Berlin and Bayer Leverkusen results, just in case. Bender, maybe an assist, man of the match, clean sheet, a right back for Leverkusen. I'll definitely be putting him in. Yeah, no, screw it. Yeah, we'll put him into the predictions. He'll be there for sure. Good performance for him. And, Grujic. Is that the Liverpool Grujic? Yeah, it is. Marko Grujic with a goal. He will get man of the match in that game as well. He played a 9.4, which is head and shoulders above anyone else in his team. Lustenberger with an 8.0 is the closest to him. He played a 9.4. That's mental. Good on him as well. I'll put him in the possibles. I'd like to see it. I really would, but I don't think he'll... I don't know. Maybe. Definitely in the possibles, though. Good performance for him. I'll check Werder Bremen from Friday just to sort of round things off. Try not to keep you too long here. Nothing from that game. Right, let's move on to Spain. Spain and Italy tend to have most of their games on a Sunday anyway, so there shouldn't be too much to look at here. 3-0 there. Celta Vigo 3-2 against Villarreal. Let's have a look at this very briefly. We could go for Rodrigo with a goal and a man of the match award there, and I would heavily consider it. Just depends on the number of midfielders that we have. The game was dead and buried at that point anyway, so put that in the possibles. And then Celta Vigo, Mendes with a goal and 2 assists. I mean, he's going to get man of the match as well for playing a 9.6. So again, yeah, I'm going to put that into my team of the week predictions. That should be enough. And we move on to Italy. Just trying to blast through this because I don't want to keep you too long. Barca play tonight. 4-0 for Napoli. 1-0 Inter. Juve. I'm gutted Inter didn't win that game. Not because I hate Juve or anything and I feel like they're running away with the league, because they do that every year. But I want Inter to do well because I have a lot of Inter players in my Road to Glory team, and if I can improve them, then happy days. But we can't, unfortunately, because they've just lost 1-0. I don't think Mandzukic goal will be enough for an inform there, but Cancelo with a potential second inform at right back, you never know. An assist, clean sheet, man of the match, big game in Italy. Why not? Let's put him into the team of the week predictions. And then Napoli. Again, I'd love the left back here. I really would, but I think I'm going to go with Milik, 2 goals, man of the match. I think that'll be 83 rated because I think he's 80 rated. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad card if you're into that kind of thing. Personally, I'm not, so I'm not that bothered. But Mertens didn't even get on. Obviously, resting him for the Liverpool game. But it's interesting as well that Liverpool have won 4-0 and they both face each other on Tuesday. Crazy stuff. But yeah, Milik from that one. Right, let's move on. Most of those games are going to be played tomorrow. Lazio currently playing right now. Not an awful lot to talk about from the Premier League, actually. I think there's only going to be 2 informs. From what I can see, there are midweek games. They may go for someone from midweek. So the Tottenham game, for instance, I don't think anyone from that Liverpool game will get an inform because someone from this Liverpool game is going to get one. We'll have a look at Man United. We'll have a look at Chelsea. We'll peek at Arsenal and West Ham. Why not? So this Tottenham game midweek, Harry Kane is a very, very slim chance there. I'm going to say no. Salah hat-trick, striker, guaranteed inform. It's the only hat-trick we've seen so far from the major league, so that is a guaranteed inform as well. We've got a nice Lewandowski, Salah, and potentially Radamel Falcao as well for strikers. It's not too bad at all for player picks. This Man United game, Marcus Rashford, 2 assists, 1 goal, man of the match. Get him in the team of the week. I would argue, though, that Young has a chance, Mata has a chance as well, but I'm going to go with Rashford there. The only problem with Rashford is, doesn't he have some sort of UCL card? I don't think is it a UCL Live? Does he have a UCL Live? I can't quite remember. But either way, inform, almost guaranteed, I would say. And then from this one, this is interesting. I'm going to go with David Luiz here. Clean sheet, 1 goal, 2-0. I know a lot of people will be like, 2 assists for Hazard, get him in there. And he's a striker, and I wouldn't be against it. I really wouldn't. He would fit in my team perfectly. But I don't think that's going to be enough. David Luiz in form for me from that game. And 2 games just to double check very, very briefly. Torreira gets a goal. I mean, you could argue that he'll get it, but I'm going to say no. Not that he doesn't deserve it. I just don't think he's done enough there. And then, again, people will be like, what about Snodgrass? I don't think so. Anderson effectively won them the game with that goal. But again, that's not going to be enough. So no, I'm going to say no from that one. And I can't really see anything else worth clicking on. Burnley and Cardiff. Maybe something from those games, but generally speaking, I think we've probably hit enough there. Tarkowski, I'll definitely put him in the possibles. In fact, he'd probably end up on the reserves, to be honest, with a goal, clean sheet, man of the match. Yeah, we'll get him in there. He deserves an inform. And then that Cardiff game, nothing from that one. So that's going to bring us up to date with my preliminary Team of the Week predictions. There's still a long way to go though, but there are a few guarantees in there. Salah being the main sort of focal point of this week's Team of the Week predictions so far. Can he be topped though? There are still a lot of big games to be played, and a lot of them are going on right now. Lazio, there's a fair few players from there. Tottenham playing a second. Barcelona kick off in a minute as well. So, yeah, if you have enjoyed this episode of the preliminary Team of the Week predictions, do me a favour and smack the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.